Welcome back to the notes, coming to you from Tokyo. Now, the third arrow of Abenomics is structural reform, measures that will encourage companies to invest back here in Japan. Is it going to work? I discussed this with the economics columnist for our Japanese sister publication Nikkei, Yoichi Takita. What does Abenomics? We have already seen the great expansion of monetary policy. What does the next stage of Abenomics need to do to stimulate growth in Japan's economy?
I think that the crucial point of the second stage of the Abenomics is to pursue the wage increase. But however, wage increase is the cost of the companies.
Right.
Then productivity improvement should be pursued by the second stage of the Abenomics.
Japanese companies' profits have been rising since the crisis, but they have mostly come from overseas. Why are they not investing back in Japan in the way that the Japanese economy needs?
So I like to point out one very clear-cut example to say that Toyota Motors.
Right.
If we look at the sales or the revenue of the Toyota Motors, if you will be surprised, but the reality is the revenue of the current level is lower than its peak. It used to be the pre-Lehman year.
It's still not selling as much as it did before the Lehman crisis.
Surely,
Right.
surely. On the other hand, its pre-tax profit is historically highest. Why? Non-operational profit is increased very rapidly.
Right.
On the other hand, operational profit is a little bit stagnant. A domestic market is, frankly speaking, stagnant in the automobile sales market. That's why the Japanese companies are a little bit reluctant to invest in the domestic market.
Now, this leads to the critical question of the third arrow of Abenomics, the structural reforms that were supposed to be the final part of Abenomics. What kind of structural reform or deregulation is needed to persuade a company like Toyota or the many other great Japanese companies that export so much overseas? What kind of structural reform is needed to persuade them to invest here in Japan, to raise wages here in Japan?
Improvement of the productivity would be the very crucially important things. I think the most head-aching theme is Japanese companies or the business circles have not yet found such efficient the combination of the new ideas of the new technology or the new systems, not yet. Such a new combinations, Schumpeter styles, new combination will be needed.
That's the challenge for Abenomics now, persuading Japan's great international companies that it's worthwhile investing back here in Japan.